Hey there, YouTube. Hi. So people have been asking some questions about things like, am I having a spiritual awakening? And then describing all of these kind of weird, random physical symptoms that they're having. Like, I'm having numbness in my hands. Am I having a spiritual awakening? Is it Kundalini? Am I having an Ascension? And things like that. And, dude, I don't know. I'm sorry. But no, really. First of all, if you think you're having a spiritual awakening, you're having a spiritual awakening. There's no question about that. If you're having weird physical symptoms in your body, could be a lot of things. And I know a lot of people come to me for physical healing and, spiritual healing and body scans and stuff. And I'm always happy to do that. But, so many people are like, I'm having some odd, random symptom and I'm getting really distressed. Is it my third eye? And so this is something that I personally went through. And I think that's why people are going through the same sort of situation are attracted to me, because this is something I went through myself. And, you look at me now and you hear about me now and you don't realize how absolutely, completely disabled I used to be and how sick I used to be and how I used to have so many symptoms and so many problems and, all these stupid, worthless diagnoses that, nothing ever happened. And I would get all sorts of random symptoms and I would get really distressed by it. And I would try to figure out what was going on, because I'd go to the doctors and they'd be like, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just your, whatever, something else we've already diagnosed. I'm like, it's not though. It's not. And so I had to stop, really. So what I saw was happening was that, first of all, I'm looking for answers. I'm going to the doctors. The doctors aren't giving it to me. So I think, logically I'm thinking, well, if it's not something physical, it's something spiritual, right? I don't know, it's Ascension or, being attacked by demons or something like that. It's some sort of spiritual cause. If we're not getting answers from the doctor about what is going on with our physical experience, it's completely logical for us to think maybe it's spiritual. So many times people are like, oh, it's all in your head, you're just imagining it. I'm like, I'm not imagining it. What I'm feeling is very real. And we don't want to think that we're imagining something like, pain or, whatever, insomnia or, stomach problems. We don't want to feel like we're imagining it. And I just find it hard to believe that anyone would imagine those things for themselves. I just find it very hard to believe that that's even something that happens. I know illness gets somatized, which means that, what is happening in our head, what is happening with our emotions, starts to affect our physical body. It starts to affect our digestive system in particular. But, you might get migraines or pain or insomnia or, who knows, a whole host of potential things caused by whatever mental or emotional state you have. When our system, when our mind is so sort of easily triggered, that some small, minor physical sensation can absolutely trigger in us a real panic attack. Oh my God, I'm having this pain. I don't see any obvious reason for it. Something's really wrong and I have to freak out. That happens to a lot of people. bodies are just weird and do weird things sometimes, and you just have to not get distressed by it. Because, sometimes we're just really easily triggered like that. When we don't see an obvious reason for the experience that we're having, if it's not something that's clearly physical, if we don't see a specific cause, it's really normal. And like I did this myself, and I see so many other people doing this that start to think that there's some unseen, some spiritual, some other unknown cause. And usually that's not what's actually going on. Usually it's just that, some small thing, some minor, normal, benign physical experience that we have triggers our, sensitive systems, and we start to freak out about it and panic about it when it's just some totally benign, weird thing, some muscle ache, some, something that doesn't really mean anything. I'm not going to say that the people are imagining this stuff, but so much of our mental and emotional state ends up creating other types of physical symptoms in our bodies. Because our mind and our emotions are a part of our bodies. Our mind, our thoughts happen in the brain. Like, the brain is a physical organ as far as I know. And it's connected to every other part in our body. And our thoughts can really have an effect on other parts of our body, especially the digestive system in particular. Also, our emotions. Our emotions are chemical reactions, and also, mental, electrical, and chemical reactions that are happening in our bodies. And when we're having emotions, our bodies can be flooded by various, hormones and neurotransmitters and, whatever other chemicals are going on, depending on, what's going on in your body. And so our thoughts and our feelings are a part of our physical experience of this world. And that's it. And that's all. Like, that's all they are. That our thoughts and our feelings are not permanent states. Just like our bodies, they're not permanent, they change. And so it's not something you need to get distressed about. And if it's something you don't understand, first of all, modern Western medicine doesn't understand a lot of the mind-body kind of thing. Western medicine is not good at dealing with people's experience of their physical state. And so they might want to put you in psychiatry and give you some meds. I don't know. If it helps, it helps. If it doesn't, it doesn't. When you look at other older systems of healing, such as traditional Chinese medicine or Ayurveda, they are, they have a little more experience dealing with the human body, and they're not so stuck on this sort of, modern Western philosophical concept of a separation between the mind and the body. That's, it's a philosophical concept that came from a specific philosopher at a specific time, and it's not something we have to accept as reality, because clearly it's not. And so if you are having a lot of weird problems and not getting help from, modern Western medicine, look into Ayurveda or traditional Chinese medicine. I do incredibly well with traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture, and Like, I swear one time I had an acupuncturist that saved my life. Like, I thought I was going to die. I was so sick, and this acupuncturist, like, fixed it. So there's a lot of other options, and I know it might be difficult to find, it might be pricey, but it's like, it's your health, it's your being, it's your life, you know? Like, find a way to make it happen. Find a free clinic, find a student clinic, find a something, find a self-help something, you know? Like, find a way to take care of yourself, because, like, this is the life you have. This is the life you have been gifted. And there is so much you can do in this world with this life, but you have to take good care of yourself. Like, you have to take care of your body in order to do anything in this world. Like, if you don't have a body, you have no access to this plane of existence, right? Like, come on. Take good care of yourself and do what you need to do for you. So, okay. Nityananda.